wow, look at my hair. Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to my office of sorts, and do not mind the large pillow fort that my kids made in the room here just earlier today, so they kind of took over my office. And I haven't got the art up on the wall yet, so some pretty exciting news going on. Obviously I got a Hardcore 44, which you might see back there. And you want to come in and say hi, sweetie? And say hi real quick? And my daughter just peeked her head in. She's just about to go to bed. And say hi, everyone. Everyone, this is Margot. She's my world. All right, have a good time. Go to bed. It's school night. So, can you close the door for me? Okay, yeah. So, guys, we are last night. Just to bring you up to speed on what's going on my channel. I stopped off at Garden Grove because I've been practicing really hard for this drift competition that we had up in Garden Grove. And guys, let me know if the audio and the video is coming through, if you don't mind. So, because I would hate for this to keep going and nothing is going actually out. So so we did the drift competition last night. I just want to let you guys know how I did on it because I'm pretty excited about how I did, even though I didn't get too high up in the rankings. So what it was 22 guys, and I qualified 4th highest from the top. So it was me, Miko, and this other guy. His name is, it's escaping me, his name is Brian, and there was another guy. I'll remember his name in just a moment. Anyway, we were the first top qualifiers, so I qualified really high, so that means I got into the second bracket already. So there was a list of 10 guys that had to go through qualifying. They had to basically battle and then advance forward to race one of us to do the drift competition. The drift competition is just like it's just like Formula Drift on TV that you see. It's head-to-head competition, and you basically have to lead and then follow. The lead person has to hit certain points on the track, and the follow person has to get as close to them as they can without touching or hitting. And you're also not hitting any of the walls. And you're also they're also looking for smoothness and angle. So there's judges that count up all the points and everything. So basically, the guy that I had to battle with is the guy that won the entire drift competition. So he and I he basically had a really bad qualifying round where he spun out, so we put him low down on this ranking. So he won his race, which put him up against me. And there's also something in drift which is called a one more time, where the race is so close that that they tell you to go again for another 2 laps, one person leading and then the other person leading. And we were so closely matched that we did it one more time 3 times in a row. And it wasn't until the very last race, the last time when I was following, that he put a little bit of a gap on me when he started off, and I kind of got caught off guard. And so just that little mistake that I made is what put him over the top, because my lead run was actually quite good, but they called it even because we were quite evenly matched. So really cool experience. GGT, which is my local track, did a really great job putting on the whole event. It went off like a hitch, without a hitch. There was a ton of people there. We had a DJ, great pit areas and everything. So anyway, we went one more times because we were so closely matched. He went on to win the event, and I'm happy with my skills as far as like how far I've come in 4 months. He has been he started drifting when RC car drifting first came about, and that was probably 7 years ago. So he's been doing it a long time. So the fact that I'm up there with his skill level at a 4-month period is really pretty awesome. So I'm really happy about that. And thanks, guys, for letting me know that the audio and the sound looks good, because you never know with these electronic things so far. So I'm not going to bore you guys with the drift details too much, although I was super excited. I was up till 2 in the morning yesterday. I was actually just had some coffee recently because I was dragging. So I will say this last thing about drifting, and then we'll go on to the Hardcore 44 from Right Wing. any of you guys that are into airplanes, this version of cars is very different than anything else, like race buggies or crawlers or just really fast, super short course trucks where you kind of just drive around fast and you get around the track. And I would say that drifting is kind of like the surfing of RC cars. So it's kind of like you're doing a really you're getting yeah. My wife's gonna come in. I think she's gonna grab a blanket or something. Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of like the surfing of the car world, where it's about having a really fun time. It's not super competitive, and it's very very technical in its car setup and also in the way you drive, and it is very rewarding because it is kind of a chill time when you're doing it. It's not super competitive. And I'm always of the belief that as soon as you make something super competitive, whether it be mountain biking or RC car racing or wing racing or anything like that, it kind of sucks the fun out of what's going on with your RC stuff. So just like with quads, I started in on the racing, didn't really like the racing, went into freestyle. I've done wing racing, which was kind of probably the more fun version of aerial combat and or racing. I had a lot of fun with that. If they ever put up another race from Team Legit, if they ever run another Wild West wing race, I will totally be there because that was really really fun. And I didn't feel like it sucked the fun out of it because you don't get these egos that are like super over the top either. So anyway, on to the Hardcore 44. So how and why did I get a Hardcore 44, and how is it already built? so I looked at my airplane arsenal and I basically assessed it. I'm like, I don't really have a high I don't really have a high speed wing right now. I basically I have my S800 and the Air Wing, which are nice and everything, but they're not a purpose built race wing. So I decided to put the shout out on Facebook and to say, hey, does anyone have a hardcore 44 to purchase? Because I'm really over the building at this point because I've made so many wings. I made them for myself, and I made them for customers for Team Legit, and I also had people contact me just privately and just saying, hey, I like your stuff, and let's have some wings. They would basically pay me a builder's fee to build their wings and their racks for them. So that was always really cool. But there's a time when your life gets a little bit busier and you just want to fly the thing. So and that's where this came in. Let me just bring it in here. Let's take a look here. So this is what it looks like. It looks amazing when we get it in the shot here. So this is the Hardcore 44. And I'll flip it around here. Now I'm getting messages. So the builder that I got this from, he came forward and said, hey, I've got an extra one, or I'll let this one go to you for parts, which is awesome. If you guys don't know Volker Boken on Facebook, he's one of those guys that are just an amazing person to fly with, and he's one of the most talented builders that there is out there. And actually, when I looked at this wing, I actually couldn't believe it because he did such a great job on this. Everything is very, very solid. The bottom here is made of the Coroplast, and it's very, very strong. So let's see here. Let me just check something here. Yeah. Okay. Great. And we'll say hi to everyone in just a little bit. So so Hardcore 44, the 44 stands for the wingspan size. So it is 44 inches across. It takes a 4S battery pack. I think I have there's a 2400 in here. I'm gonna have to talk to Volker about the balance point, but I think he has these rods placed right here. So it's a little tail heavy as it is right now, but I don't have my camera in the front and also my receiver, so I'll have to put those things in. But the amazing thing about this airplane is how thin the wing cord is and how stiff the whole thing is. Like I can hold the whole entire plane up by just the end here, and it doesn't flex at all. It has a really amazing amount of sparring through it, which really stiffens up this whole thing. You can see there's two spars coming through here. There's a spar channel coming through here, a spar channel here, and it really just makes this airplane, this wing, I should say, really, really robust. So this is a purpose-built race wing. So this is going to be one of those airplanes that are just it's gonna live in my quiver for a long time. So I'm only gonna keep about 4 airplanes around. Like I was mentioning before, that we're gonna be doing some. I'm gonna be doing a wing sale at some point. So, so yeah, see if I can get a little bit more light on my face there. There we go. That's better. Anyway, he did a really great job building this. Let me just go over some of the things that he has in here. These are high-tech servos. I don't remember the number on these at the moment, but the prop here is let me see if I can read this in here. It's going to be hard to get in here. It's a 6.6, so it's a 6 pitch and 6 inches wide. A very large Cobra motor. It is a 2814, 2100 kV. One of the things I really like about this is that it has 2 compartments in the battery bay here. One compartment for one compartment for your battery and the other compartment for all your electronics. So it kind of separates them. It's a really nice way of going. The front of the airplane, Volker did some 3D printing. This is for a Swift 2 with the OSD. So basically, all I have to do is just take my my run cam and just pop it right in there. It's going to fit nice and perfectly. It's got some skids on the bottom. One of the reasons why this wing tracks so well is it has these little additional air generators here, these additional fins here, and also just like in the Mini Drac, it has the side stabilizers here right on the either side of the prop, which really helps to kind of separate the wings from the channel of air coming into the prop, which is pretty cool. So let me just open the battery bay here. We'll just take a look in here. I think, like I said, I think I've got a 24 or 2700 kV motor, 2700 the 4S battery. Ugh, sorry, I can't think. Like I said, I just had some coffee a little while ago. So this is what the inside of this looks like. Volker put just a little piece of foam in here to help keep the battery up in front of the bay. There's also a lining of Velcro in the very front of this. So let me just pull this out real quick. So you've got this is always the wing foam that comes with your wings from the wing bed, so it's pretty cool. So just pull this guy out of here. A really good idea of just putting the Velcro on the front of the battery here to help keep the battery in place. So, and this is this is a Zippy Compact 2700 milliamp battery pack. Yeah, milliamp. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, Volker was nice enough to send me 3 of these batteries. He's like, these are getting old. You can have them. He's a really nice guy. Okay, so we have the cables coming from the camera over here. So all I have to do is plug my camera in the front. That's gonna be so nice. Like I said, like I said, just to not have to build something for once is a really nice thing. So let's just take a look at this little enclosure here. I have the Cobra 60 amp ESC. It is rated from 2S to 6S, and there's a 5.5 volt back in here. Let me just see if you guys can see that a little bit. And right over here is the Unify, the TBS Unify Pro, which is, I believe it goes up to 600 or 800 milliamp. I have to ask him which one this one is, because I know there's 2 different ones. But he also told me that there was a Pagoda antenna that was embedded inside the wing, so I actually can't see it. So I mean, this is how clean of a build that he does. I mean, can you see where the Pagoda is? I can't. So it's got to be off to this side somewhere. I will have to ask him where exactly that is. So anyway, it is a 5.8 gigahertz system. But how nice it's going to be to not have your antenna poking out of the top of the wing. I know that there is the ones that you can embed in the wing, but the Pagoda is inside there. And once again, just like the Mini Drac, we've got the servo horns down here by the wing in the front, and way up top over here, because it has such a large elevon surface. You don't need a whole lot of servo movement. So, boy, I could just look at this, the way he built this. It looks really really nice. So, all right, so let me just put this aside here, and let me just take a quick peek at your guys' comments. If you guys have any questions about it, I'm sorry I have my one screen over the top of my other screen. Maybe I can move that over so I can read your guys' comments as we go along here. All right, let's do that. Yeah, that works. There we go. All right, so let me just, I will hold this and look at your guys' comments. By the way, let me guys know, so I'm doing this off of my iMac in my office here. Can you guys see the live comments that are happening as we go? Let me set this right here. There we go. Let's see. There we go. I just want to see. I want to know what you guys are able to see or not, or if you guys can see the live comments or not. So that's pretty cool. So okay, 2 months says yeah. So that's pretty cool. So that's what's different when I do this from my phone to when I do this off my iMac. You guys can actually see the live chat, so you guys can actually you know, talk to each other, which is nice. All right, so let me just take a quick peek at your guys' comments. Let's see here. Supermoto Tarded Supermoto Tard says, "What's up?" Richard Coggin says, "Hi guys." Lauren Robson, "Hi all." Shane Tillery, "What's up?" Who else? AKOY Tamal Temad. How's it going? That's a weird name. ERATLIFF. I still have your the Drone Keeper Mini to be sent out to you guys. I just got busy with the comp, and I didn't get them into the mail yet, but that is happening this week. So Shane Tillery says fences. Yes, those are wing fences. I'm so sorry. When I get doing these live things, my brain shuts off and I can't think of things. I say the wrong thing all the time. So. And Lauren says that's Aaron Corney's nose, and he's from Arizona, I believe. So, and I do know that he makes a lot of those, or he designed them and put them on Thingiverse. I don't own a 3D printer, and I'm not a super computer savvy person. So at some point, I think I will actually cross the bridge and go into the realm of 3D printing, which should be pretty cool. And Shane Tillery says it's a super clean build. It is a really super clean build. When he said, "Hey, I've got an extra one," I thought maybe it was just his beat up one, but no, it is a really well made airplane. So you guys can expect to have this on my channel pretty soon. I just have to basically put in the receiver, I think, and everything should be good after that. I should be able to have my 5.8, just receiver and FPV camera, since it does already have the Unify Pro in there. And I'll put my Micro Swift in there. Swift OSD. Yeah. So let's see. Oops, I scrolled too far here. Hang on. Let's see here. And Lauren says it's the stiffest wing I have. Yeah, that's one of the things. And people sometimes, you know, they kind of balk at the price and the cost and how much you've got to build these things, but all the work that goes into these wings really pays off in durability. You can never take an S800 and do the same things you can do with this. You can never take a AR wing or a what is it, the Commander or something like that. The one from Ready Made RC. I always blank on the name. The Recruit, not the Commander. You can never take a Recruit and do the same thing that you can do with the Hardcore 44 or the Legit Wings or some of the Stone Blue Airline stuff. You can never do the same things with them. You would never have the confidence to shoot a gate and hit it and pick it up afterwards and just go fly it again, because these things are so well built that you can really do some awesome stuff with it. Of course, you can break anything, but it is pretty awesome. I'll try not to crash it. Oh, Lauren, are you talking about the the CG, the 7 3/4 to 7.5 inches. She says that's where mine is. So that looks like that's probably where it's going to be. I'm going to write that down. See, I learn something from you guys all the time. So CG 7 3/4 to 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. And ERA Liff, Mr. Ratliff, he says it looks nice, and let's see here. Two Monster says, "Hey guys," and Two Monster says, "Yes, you can see the live comments as before." Dragon Rider FPV says, "Yep," and you guys can all see the live comments. That's awesome. Let's see. So Ruben TG, so when are you going to fly? Probably not tomorrow because the holidays are coming up. I normally am in my own office working for myself on Mondays, but because of the holidays, I'm actually working for somebody else on Monday. So I probably won't get to fly it till maybe the holiday season. If I just get out to like some sort of field during the holiday season, I'll put a camera on my head and record it in HD. I'm not sure how well the live maidens go, but I'm sure this one will be just fine to fly around. The back compartment, says Lauren, are you leaving those loose with no hold downs? I did too, but I don't know if that's okay. Lauren, what I normally do is I just take a little tiny strip of electrical tape and I just tape down those things. The electrical tape is really reliable. It never comes off and gets into the prop or anything like that. So yeah, I'm not going to leave it just flapping open. But you can always put a little layer of Velcro there as well, just a little thin one. But those, because there's hardly any room for the sticky stuff to stick on, it usually comes off. So I usually just put a piece of tape there, and it's easily removable as well. HJ Aviation says, "What is your transmitter like that you like the most?" Mine is a DX6. For this, I'm going to be using my Spektrum DX8 just for kind of flying it around Kite Hill to start with. I will probably insert in a Dragon Link receiver to it, so I can go a little bit farther with a little bit more confidence there. Dragon Link, as you guys know, will take you up to about 40 kilometers, so that's way beyond anything any of us would ever do. So, but just flying around Kite Hill, I would like to fly down the little. If you're looking at the runway that's going this way, if you look down the shoulder of the hill that's off to its left, as if you're looking down the hill, it's nice to fly down that direction. There's some ball fields down there, and it's the Laguna Niguel Regional Park, so sometimes we fly down there. It's just nice to know that you can go down there and not get a failsafe. And luckily at Kite Hill, I've actually never had a failsafe, which is nice to know. So let's see here. Something AKO says, yes, it's weird. Call me John if that helps. I'm not sure who he's talking about to John. So the Omega Prime says, hi, Omega Prime. How you doing, man? Two Monster says, I use Tinkercad and Cura on my iMac for 3D printing. Oh, that's good to know. I'll write that down. So just and let me know if you recommend it for a beginner, because I know literally nothing about about 3D printing. I've seen them on YouTube, but I've never actually seen one work. I've never seen anyone start up a print or anything like that. Tinkercad. And Cura for the iMac. Okay, cool. Thank you, Two Monsters. He's always helpful. Seems to be an awesome wing. M Envious says AKO, and Two Monsters says super easy. Mr. Ratliff, he says, I can't wait to see it fly. And Lauren says, yes, cool, thanks. And Two Monsters says, absolutely, I'm a beginner as well. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad I know I have the computing power now to power something like that, because I know that my old Mac would have definitely not done that. So guys, I don't think I showed you guys the very underside of this, but it is really well done. I don't know what type of a wrap he did here or not, but man, you can just, this thing is just so, the foam that they use for this is pretty awesome. So let me just show you this. But yeah, I'm super excited. I didn't have to build this thing, and it's just ready to go. I've never ever bought a wing that's ready to go besides the ready to fly ones. Like I said, like the S800s of the world. So with that, guys, I don't want to make this go too long. We're already up at 29 minutes, man. I don't know. You know, YouTube has a hard time keeping people entertained for 29 minutes. So with that, guys, I'm going to stop the live stream here. Thank you to everyone for joining me. And I wanted to share. This is exciting. You know, I love all forms of RC, whether it be the drift or the drones or the wings or the airplanes or long range, short range FPV. I love it all. So like Team Legit likes to say, eat, sleep, and FPV. I definitely embody that. So let me just toss that there. But guys, thank you as always for joining me in these little live ones, the live streams here, because I don't have a real regular schedule for them, so you just have to wait for it to come up on your phones or get a notification. So, but I'm happy that you guys can, number one, read your guys' comments and interact, because like somebody was mentioning on the last live stream that I did, that I was kind of just reading the comments and responding to them, and I didn't realize that you guys couldn't see the comments. So I'm learning all this stuff as we go. I'm happy that I've got a nice computer to do it on. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody else's last minute questions here. Richard Coggins says, have you heard any rumors of a Night Eagle 2 with OSD? I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I have not, and I'm assuming you're talking about RunCam. RunCam, they haven't sent me the last two cameras that came out, but I'm sure if I catch up on my reviews, they will start doing that again. I was one of their trusty reviewers for quite a while, and because of all the personal things that I've had going on recently and just being really busy with life, I failed on doing one of their reviews. So so anyway, maybe I can actually put the new I've got two cameras that I have. I think it's the Swift 2 and also there's one other one. There was one that came out in kind of a burgundy red color. So I will maybe I'll use one of those on this airplane, even though this one is no, it's actually, yeah, it should be able to fit most of FPV cameras in the nose of it. But the cable fits the Swift 2. But I think the Swift 2 with OSD, I think that it actually will fit most of the RunCam. So that's the nice thing about the RunCams. You can, let's say if you want to go night flying, you pop the Night Eagle 2 in there. If you want to go day flying, you pop that out, pop a different one, like one of the Swifts in there. That's what I really like about the RunCams, is they're very modular. You can just take one out. So put that one back in. Okay, guys. And there goes my nose itch, as usual. All right, guys. With that, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to see if I can end the stream here.